She just sent me the picture and was like, talk to Biden. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, okay. Hyper Talkative.
Oh, God, Ruby.
Happy birthday, Hyper Talkative.
We tried to suck helium, guys, and then we made the hole too big.
Look, we were using limited resources.
Yeah.
But happy birthday, Hyper
birthday.
Talkative. The day after this is being posted
Will be 1 exact year since
episode 1 dropped.
Oh,
That's crazy. I can't believe it.
They grow up so fast.
We just did a whole photo shoot, so go follow our Instagram because you will definitely be seeing it.
You do not want to miss these photos, and we actually mean it this time. They're pretty iconic.
They are, yeah.
We're pretty good.
Pretty good.
We're pretty good. We just want to say like a quick thank you once again to all of you guys for listening to this podcast. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that it would become this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's wild. We just spoke this week that we're recording this at Millersville, her campus's, her carnival event, which was super cool.
That was kind of our first public event, like us like speaking about it.
Yeah, and it was just like very surreal.
Yeah,
because it was like, oh my God, like this is a thing.
We're speaking. People listen. People know.
People want us to talk about it.
Right.
So
that was crazy fun. Shout out to her campus at Millersville for
letting
us do that.
Shout out to Charlotte and Kathy.
Yes,
we love you. Yeah,
but it's crazy that you guys are still listening to this, even if it's just like 2 people, which we know it's not.
We know it's more,
but. It's just insane. The support means the world. And a year later, and I still love doing it. Probably more than when we started because
it's just fun.
It's also like cool to listen to Ruby and I's friendship progress.
Yeah.
And like, not that I was uncomfortable around Ruby when we first met, but like
now there's no boundaries.
Now there's no boundaries. And it's like, it's just crazy. It's cool to have such a special moment like documented like that. I don't know.
Such a special moment.
Love you, Rube Dog.
Guys, comment down below. Oh, love you too, George Dog. Let us know down below if we should get Jersey Mike's to celebrate.
The answer is yes. The minute someone suggests Jersey Mike's, we're like, fine, we have to get it.
Fine. If you insist, ...
Comment down below your favorite Hyper Talkative memory, your favorite story, your favorite moment.
I don't even know. I can't pick just one. But
I can. It was last week when you said Michael B. Jackson.
Michael B. Jackson. That was pretty good. Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. We love you. Happy birthday.
We love you. Happy birthday to all of us.
Happy birthday to our baby girl.
I'm Pee Pee Poo Poo, and I think you're going to be a bouncing baby boy.
I'm Meemaw Shmeemaw, and I think you're going to be a beautiful little girl. Can't wait to meet you, Snookums. All right.
Let's just get this episode on the row. What?
Let's just get this episode on the row your boat.
Gently down the stream. Anyways, random question generator.
In your group of friends, what role do you play? This one's a good one.
I like this. Yeah. I feel like our roles are very distinct in our friend group.
Like I feel like very... Why don't I do yours and then you do mine?
Do it for each other.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll start with you. Ruby, I feel like Ruby is the mom, first of all.
Yes.
And then also like the responsible one, like the voice of reason almost. Because like, if you don't know this already, Ruby is a year older than me. Mm-hmm. And then like two-ish years older than some of our other friends.
Which is an experience.
Right. You're always like, oh, I'm so old. Like, and I'm like, look, you're a year?
A year makes a big difference. Sometimes I feel like I'm 20 years older than you guys because you keep going, and I'm just like, let me go to bed.
Right. So it's like, Ruby's
go.
always like, we're like, oh my God, let's do this. And she's like, guys, maybe we shouldn't. Like, come on, get it together. She yells at us. So
like
it's like
when we go to the movie theater and they talk and are really loud.
Listen.
And I go,
shh. But that's the thing. I'm the only one that ever gets yelled at. It's always just me.
Okay, well, are they? Because you'll listen to me. They won't. I'm not close enough with them that they'll listen to me. You know that I don't mean it in a mean way.
Yeah, I'm like the middle child for real.
You literally are.
So Ruby's the voice of reason, and she's the mom because she reprimands us. But it's also
in
like
a good way, guys.
But it's
not
also,
all the time.
But it's also nice because like in like a caring way, like Ruby's the mom, like she really does care for us and like gives good advice, you know what I mean? Like that comfort that a mother has, Ruby has that within our friend group.
Bring people food.
And she's also brutally honest.
Yes.
And so that I feel like
if
that goes
you're
with
being annoying,
the voice of reason.
I'll tell you.
She's not afraid to tell you, which is a very valuable trait to have in a friend because I feel like a lot of the time,
you just have to take it the right way.
The closeness, people will be like, oh, well, you hate me, but
no, I'm
not
just
actually
trying to help you become a better person and be less annoying.
Mm-hmm.
You are definitely like the class clown, funny one of the group.
Stop.
And I think that you're like the trendsetter in the way of like words.
Okay.
Like you will start saying something and at first we'll all be like, that's so annoying. And then a week later we're all saying it. Like I'm calling everyone like Rube Dog or
everyone
Hot
was
Dog.
like, ew, Georgia, that's so cringe.
Yeah.
They're all doing it now.
Yeah.
They are all doing it now. I feel I'm like the dictionary.
You are.
Like, but not because I
not
say
in an
cool words.
Way.
Yeah. But because like I have my own
your own
language.
Georgeology.
Yep. I'm going to write
it.
that.
You should.
I'm literally going to write
Make
that.
Make a Georgeology dictionary.
But yeah, I think you're right. And because I will just like say things that are cringe.
Yeah.
But there's a not cringe way to the way that I say them.
I don't know about that.
I embrace the cringe.
You do. And that's a great trait to have.
Right.
And look, it's funny because we're like, obviously like friend groups are split into like little clusters of friends a lot. And so me and you are like this. My fingers are crossed if you're listening. But it's funny because we're like opposite ends. You're like the child and I'm like the parent.
Yeah.
And yet
I'm pretty immature.
You are.
We just talked about this the other day. I think I'm immature or I'm maturely immature.
Yes.
Because like I am immature, but I can be mature and it's like I can flip that switch.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like funny, goofy, silly, but I also know when
to be
not.
Mature,
right.
Yeah.
I can be.
I'm just pretty mature a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I feel like I get immature sometimes if I'm upset about something because I'll be like, ugh.
Yeah.
And like I'll like get upset about silly stuff sometimes, but you know, we all have to have those moments.
Yep.
So what?
And it's not like you don't have like a stick up your ass. No. You know what I mean? Like if I'm doing something funny, like you'll join in, whatever.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
Yeah.
It's
not like I'm always like,
it's a good dynamic. I also feel like for me, I'm the butt of the joke.
Yes.
A lot of the time it's like, oh, let's pick
You're
on Georgia.
Easy to make fun of.
I am. And I realize that.
Yeah.
And I know how to roll with that to make it fun.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't take it to heart most of the time.
Most of the time.
It
used to be really bad in high school.
I wouldn't take it to heart.
True.
I'm sensitive.
One time I told Ruby, I was talking to our friend Erin.
Yeah. Erin doesn't know that I know this.
Yes, she does. I told her.
Oh, okay. Good.
I was talking to Erin and she was like, is Ruby always late to things? And I was like, yeah, she's always late or she flakes. Like that's her thing.
Look.
And Ruby took that to heart and now she's like, I'm going to be on time just so people don't think that. I'm like, it was a joke. It's funny. You can laugh. Like that's just, you're always late or you flake.
Because look,
that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
My battery drains so fast.
And we know that. And we know that.
Because I'm so much older than you guys.
Here we go. Ruby likes to be in bed by 9 p.m.
Is that a crime?
No. But it's just funny because now she took that to heart and is like, I'm making an effort to be on time. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I just thought it was funny.
Also, let me clarify. All the times I've been late are to the movies, so I'm not missing anything. I get there when the trailers start. Sorry. And to class, but that's because of parking. Anyways.
If you are our friends.
Yeah.
If you know Ruby and I, even if you don't know Ruby and I, let us know your thoughts on this. Do you think it's accurate? Is there something you would change?
Let us know.
Let us know.
We're curious.
Also,
don't mind, guys, but in 5 minutes, I'm going to have to renew my parking because I had to pay for parking today. So
I'm not going to renew it. Will I get a ticket?
Yeah.
I'm going to renew it.
Yeah. So
alrighty.
Just don't mind that.
Time to generate a random word. Let's go. Thrive. Are you thriving right now, Ruby? I feel like because
it goes back and forth.
I'm asking myself the same thing.
It's like, yes, but no. Like, yeah, I have an internship I love and I'm in a great relationship and I have you. But also, I cry like every day.
Yeah, life is tough.
I've got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So am I thriving?
Mostly. I'd like to think that on paper I'm thriving. You know, a lot of the times, and this
surface level.
This is no secret to anyone. A lot of the time social media makes it look a lot cooler than how it actually is.
Yes.
And so a lot of the times when I'll come home from school and people are like, Georgea, oh my gosh, like you look like you're having so much fun at college. I'm like, well, actually, I did do 8 years of theater, so thank you. But but it's like on paper and on social media, we look really good. We're doing good stuff. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it's super great. And I'm not out here saying that I had the toughest life of anyone.
No, not at all.
But I think we're
guys... We're surface level thriving.
Right. I think you guys can also relate to this. And it's like, yeah, we're doing stuff. It's great. I'm having a good time. Yeah. But it's also, there's some other stuff going on.
There's a lot of tough stuff. But I feel like everyone goes through
that. Mostly I think we're thriving. You know, Ruby and I both have internships right now, which is been great,
fun,
and they're paid, which is even greater.
Thank God.
You know,
I would never intern if it wasn't paid.
Yeah, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it is.
That's what it is. We drink Diet Coke, so I drink Diet Coke a lot. That is great.
I've been eating lots of double cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
She's back in her McDonald's era.
We've heard it talked about before. It's resurfaced at almost the exact same time.
Thriving. We go to the movies.
Movies all the time.
Every week.
We have fun with our friends. You know, and I think it's because sometimes I'll see memories on my phone. I'm like, man, like I was so much happier then. But was I? Because I can probably remember in that moment, there was something that I was complaining about. And it's a toxic trait as human beings because things can be good, but there's always going to be something that's bad. And we always hyperfixate on that instead of focusing on the good around us. And I think about this a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It.
And I try as hard as I can to focus on the positives that I do have. Yeah. And really, really focus on those because like a couple years down the line, it's going to be so much different. Yeah, everything's going to be so much different.
And these little things are just not going to matter.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes it's okay to complain. Yeah. That's the other thing is I hate when people are constantly like, you have to be optimistic. Oh my God, something to complain about. No. Just let me complain and get it out of my system, you know?
Life is hard sometimes.
It is. And we're allowed to think that. Mm-hmm. It's not a crime.
Right.
It's not a cry.
That was really bad.
I know. I'm so
She tried to be symbolic and it didn't work.
It really didn't work.
I don't mean to flex, but I will. I just got elected Vice President of Operations for the 2023-2024 school year at Millersville University Television. So
Shout out MUTV.
Shout out MUTV, my roots, my people. Love you guys. Stay crazy.
My God.
But I'm really excited to do that, and our president is Vanessa, who's one of our best friends. Mm-hmm. Vice president of productions is Hunter, who's one of our best friends, and field shoot coordinator is Zach, who is also one of our friends.
Good friend.
We're not that close yet, Zach. But we'll get there. But it's the greatest Big Four there ever was.
So true.
And it's gonna slay.
I actually got nominated for some
every position.
So the way that MUTV works when it comes to, you know, electing the next board is the big four positions that Georgea just talked about. They get interviewed by our current president and like faculty. And then the rest of the positions like secretary, PR coordinator, treasurer, people in the club can nominate themselves or other people for those positions, and then the club votes on it. So like those people that got nominated and want to run do a little speech, and then we all vote. Mm-hmm. And I am not going to be in MUTV next semester because it's my last semester. I'm like barely going to be there. Like I'll pop in, but like I can't be on the board. Mm-hmm. And everyone decided to nominate me as a joke for every position. Which meant that at the election meeting, I had to give a speech for every position.
And she did. Tell us a little bit about your speeches, Ruby, for each of the different positions.
I'm not going to lie. I came up with them on the fly, and I had the crowd going wild.
Improvisational queen.
They were laughing and applauding a lot. So for secretary, I went up front, and, you know, everybody was cheering. And I was like, for my speech, I'm going to do an imitation of a secretary. And just, for some back information, for some backstory, that's the word.
Back information.
The people before me who are actually running for secretary would be like, they went up and they're like, I'm very organized. I'm good at sending emails. I went up and I was like, I'm going to imitate a secretary. And I went, ring, ring, ring. Hi, this is Ruby from MUTV. How can I help you?
Which, that's not what the MUTV secretary does.
No, that was the funny part. And everybody was dying. It was
Knees
so
were
good.
being slapped.
They were indeed. And then next up was treasurer. Everyone's like, I'm really good at finances. I'm good at math. I walked up and I said, I'm going to do the 3 times tables.
And
3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. I went all the way to 11. And it was wonderful. Everybody was like, wow.
She's so smart.
She's so funny. Oh, she's going to be a great treasurer. After that,
PR
coordinator, which is Georgia's current position. So I went up and I said, hi, for my speech, I'm going to give an impression of our current PR coordinator. And everyone was like, ha, ha, ha. And I stood there and I was like, hi, my name is Georgea. I'm obsessed with Michael Longfellow, Tom Holland, Bill Hader, Pedro Pascal, SNL, Kingsman, Golden Circle, Spider-Man.
That was my favorite.
And I kept going.
But I'm a little biased.
It was really good.
It was a really humbling moment
really
for
good.
me.
Webmaster, which is like the website, I went up and I said I'm going to give an impression of my favorite webmaster. Everyone thought it was going to be Georgia because she's
I'm also
webmaster. No, I went into my Spider-Man position and went, I am Spider-Man. Not going to lie to you, I went down too fast on that one. When I stood up, I saw stars. There were black specks in my vision.
It was worth it, though.
It was.
It was worth it.
And
commercial coordinator?
Commercial coordinator. I didn't know what to do. And that was the last one. And I was like, guys, I'm tapping out. And they were like, imitate a commercial. Not great. But everyone still laughed. I feel like there's one more.
That's it. It was a great moment. I
really
told Ruby
was.
afterwards, I was like, I think that's one of your funniest moments.
It was really great to hear that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I meant it. I meant every word.
Yeah. The way I'm saying this right now reminds me of Owen Wilson. And speaking of Owen Wilson, I'm
going to beat up Ruby.
Guys, we love movies. We love going to the movie theater. And Regal did this Mystery Movie Monday.
Which is so cute.
It's so fun.
They play a movie that hasn't come out yet, and you don't know what it is, so you just buy a $5 movie ticket.
For us,
you
it's
go
free.
in. True. You go in, you sit, and you don't know what you're going to see.
Until
the rush is
starts.
amazing.
It is phenomenal. But it shows the length of the movie on the app. So you can go and try to figure out what it is, except don't do that because then you'll get hyped up that it's
Ruby thought it was going to be Super Mario Bros.
It was not.
And it was not. We saw the movie Paint with Owen Wilson, which I loved. But apparently that was the unpopular opinion.
No.
The movie ends and I'm like, that was amazing. 4 stars on Letterboxd. And Ruby goes, what? And Hunter goes, are you kidding me, Georgia? And I was like, excuse me? And they were like, that was so bad. That was the worst movie I've ever seen.
No.
Hunter said it was worse than watching paint dry.
Yeah.
Which was a funny joke, but I didn't laugh. So
look, I don't even know when it's coming out. If it's out now, go watch it. I actually don't.
Do it so then you can tell me it's good and Ruby can be wrong.
Okay, good luck with that. It just, it was boring. There was no plot. I hated all the characters. They all annoyed me. I'm already picky with my movies. I don't want to watch a boring movie with a character cast that I hate.
It's just not Ruby's genre of movie.
The humor was not, some of the jokes were funny, but most of them I was just like, ugh.
I feel like you'll watch it and you'll be like, oh, it makes sense that Georgia likes that and Ruby doesn't. I
also didn't so it's obviously very based off of Bob Ross. He looks just like him, he's painting and he's talking like Bob Ross, but his name was Carl Nargle.
I think it was a copyright issue. I'm not sure.
I'm just I was expecting it to be a biopic about Bob Ross, which I would have enjoyed that. Probably not that much, but a little bit more.
You wouldn't have.
I like biopics. But that was just silly. It was just silly.
I liked it. Unironically, gave it a 4 stars on Letterboxd.
That's such a high rating too, which kills me that it got that.
I enjoyed it.
Good for you.
Whatever.
We're gonna go again.
To see it?
To Mystery Movie Monday.
Rats.
It's on April 3rd this time. It's like next week.
Oh my God.
It's my anniversary.
Maybe it'll be Super Mario Bros. Then.
Yeah, maybe it will.
Probably not, though.
Probably not. I feel like Super Mario is like too big of a movie.
Yeah, they wouldn't have shown that.
You know.
Yeah, they wouldn't have shown that.
Speaking of movie nights.
And MUTV. We have an MUTV movie night tonight. I'm so excited because we're going to watch The Kingsman, The Golden Circle.
That is not confirmed yet. Georgea posted about it yesterday and was like, we're all going to vote on a movie. How in God's name is this club supposed to collectively agree on a movie?
Listen.
It's not going to happen.
But I made the caption. I said, I heard a rumor it's going to be Kingsman, The Golden Circle. And everyone was like, I wonder who chose that or who wrote that caption. It's me because I run the Instagram. Yeah. But my friend Meg Dog.
Hey, Meg Dog.
Made a comment in our group chat and says, we should watch the Addams Family, Georgia's edition.
It's been everywhere lately, guys.
I cannot stress this enough, and I think it's because...
I forgot to say this.
What?
I told my grandpa about it the other day because he loves musicals, and I was like, it's like coming up everywhere, like George used to do musicals. He said, we should watch it some night.
No, we shouldn't. It's off YouTube right now. What? Sorry, guys. Yeah, it got taken down for copyright, but don't worry. It'll be back. I've been through this routine dozens of times. What a weird feeling it is being saved on people's computers. Like, random people are uploading it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. If you don't know, I talked about it before on here, but I'll say it again. I was in a production of The Addams Family when I was a junior in high school. Mm-hmm. And I went to Cumberland Valley High School, and we have a pretty big musical budget. I always was very grateful of that because not a lot of high schools have supported arts programs, which stinks. But I played the character of the grandma. And I wore a fat suit. I had a crazy wig. Like, I was unrecognizable. I had this insane makeup artist. And I talked in a different voice, which I will not be doing. No.
Please,
I
just
can't.
once.
No. If you want to hear it, look up the video. I'm not doing it again. It was a one-time thing.
Please.
No.
Georgea,
I can't do it anymore, Ruby. It was a thing where
for the birthday.
When I was hunched over on stage wearing my fat suit, boom, I could do it like that. But when I'm Georgea, living my life, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Sorry to all my fans.
I just don't believe that, but okay.
But it has been showing up everywhere. And like, someone from the cast posted onto YouTube after the production was done. Okay, we always do that. And it got a lot of views. It got so many views that it got taken down for copyright. I want to say it was close to, usually it's around 555,000 views that it gets taken down. Comments, likes, people are DMing members from the cast on Instagram and being like, you were insane. Thank you so much. Like, you helped me with my show. Like, I know what to do for this character. Like,
they're famous.
It's crazy. I went to a conference when I was a senior for my internship, and these two students were like, oh, like, where do you go to school? And I was like, I go to Cumberland Valley. And they were like, oh my God, we watched your production of The Addams Family, because they were music kids. And I was like, oh yeah. And they were like, you were in it or some, I don't know. They like recognized my name. And I was like, no, I wasn't. Sorry. That was someone else. I worked at a haircut place.
Georgea.
I worked at a haircut place, and some mom was like, oh my God, you were in The Addams Family. And I was like, oh my God, why do you recognize me? I look like a normal girl. Like, I'm not hunched over. I'm not in a fat suit. I'm not in a wig. I'm not in makeup. Like, how do you recognize me? My voice doesn't sound the same. I was like, oh yeah. But so I was explaining this phenomenon to our friends Aaron and Hunter.
Air Dog and Hunt Dog. Sorry, that's just their official name.
And my friend Megan, who is a key person in this story, she had actually watched our production of The Addams Family before she knew me. And then she watched it again and was like, oh, that's Georgea. So that's just a funny little thing. And I was talking about that, and they were like, let us see it. And I was like, it's not on YouTube anymore, but I have it on my drive. So I pulled it up and I showed them. Yeah.
You've never even shown me.
Really?
No.
Whoopsies.
We're now hiring a new podcast host. Georgia's been kicked off the show.
But so I showed them, and I was like, guys, like, for the longest time in my life, like, people recognize me from this show, and it's so embarrassing. And like, while it is embarrassing, I am proud of the role and I'm proud of the show, and it's a massive compliment when people recognize me and they're like, you did such a good job. Like, that makes me feel good.
Take it.
All jokes aside, like, I really am grateful, and it's the best show I've ever been in, and it's the last show I was ever in because our other show got canceled because of COVID. So like, I really do appreciate it. And another time I was working with my friend Ashley, and we were like getting to know each other, and I was like, oh, I used to do musicals because she's a theater major. I was like, I used to do musicals back in high school. I was in the Addams Family, whatever. And Millersville did the Addams Family for their musical last year, and she played a role in it. And she was like, you went to Cumberland Valley and you did the musicals? She was like, oh my God, were you in the Addams Family? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, wait, you were the grandma, weren't you? And I was like, yeah, that was
She's
me.
known for it, people.
That was me. So
she's known.
It just, no matter how hard I try, it always comes out. And I was telling them all this story. I was telling Hunter and Aaron all these stories. And I was like, guys, it happens all the time. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then we went to go see Millersville's musical, which was The Lightning Thief. And I went with Hunter and Aaron and all of our friends. And we come out into the lobby and we're waiting for like our friends who were in the show to come out. And this girl stops me and is like, you're Georgea, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, like it's been bothering me for so long. Like we had like mutual friends. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I went to Cumberland Valley. Like my dad was this teacher. And like I see you around and you look so familiar that I just had to pinpoint it. I was like, yeah, like what's your name? And she was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nice to meet you. And she was like, you were in the musicals too. Oh you were the grandma in the Addams Family. And Hunter was right behind me. I saw him walk away and laugh. He couldn't be there because I literally had just told him that day how people recognize me all the time. So that's just a funny little moment.
I love that you got recognized. I'm also so jealous that you get recognized.
I know, because that's really up your alley.
All I want is to be recognized.
A lot of my other friends who were like bigger roles are still receiving like Instagram DMs about it. And the other thing that happened was PennLive actually used our photo in one of their articles that just came out about like high schools not being able to do the Addams Family because it's too inappropriate, which like everything's a little inappropriate. Like, yeah. Come on. But they used
theater.
They used our picture for it, and my director texted like all the leads and was like, "You rebels." But the thing is about this silly little PennLive picture is back when we were doing the show. Okay, PennLive basically, if you don't know, it's
like a local Pennsylvania newspaper,
right? And they'll come to events and take pictures and then write about it as newspapers do. So PennLive came to our tech rehearsal of the Addams Family to take pictures to promote the show, right? And, you know, they're going up backstage to people just snapping pictures and then being like, hey, what's your name and what role do you play? So they went up to my friend Nate, who was Gomez. They said, what's your first and last name and who do you play? He was like, I'm Nate Young. I play Gomez. You know, went up to every single lead, Ruby, every single one except for me. And like, they took my picture. I was in the pictures, but she never asked for my name. And it was funny because Mackenzie like makes fun of me because like I was like going closer to her and I was like, yeah, I'm the grandma. Let me practice my part. You know, let me hunch over.
Oh my God.
Get into character. She never asked my name. She never asked my name. And it was so embarrassing.
Maybe she knew.
No, she didn't, because when the PennLive article came out, it was like Nate Young as Gomez, Leah Regal as Wednesday.
You weren't, did it say?
It didn't say anything.
About the grandma?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Oh, no.
They even asked Pugsley, which I'm sorry. I had a bigger role. Okay. No, I didn't. He had a song. They asked Lurch. How many lines does Lurch have? He's the tall guy that just says, Sure, he has a song at the end, but he doesn't say anything throughout the show.
No.
You know what, Kyle? I have beef with you. I still talk to him sometimes, and I know he listens, so they asked Kyle who plays Lurch and not me. I have lines. I speak words. But obviously, you know, it doesn't matter anymore because I've moved on. I don't think about it.
She doesn't think about it ever. That's why she brought it up today.
That's such a me thing to happen, though.
It really is.
It's like in Monsters, Inc. when Mike and Sully have that picture and Mike has the barcode. That's me.
Yeah.
Constantly.
If there's one thing about us, it's that we are going to do anything we can to like get an interview or get what we want or get attention made. I had a similar situation, except it like worked out, but like people don't know who I was. This is kind of a stretch. I met the president recently. Did I talk about that yet?
I don't know.
I don't
just casually
think I did.
Ruby
I met
the
Biden
president
again. This time I actually got to talk to him, and it's funny because you said that you were like getting closer to the girl and being like practicing your role and stuff. So after Biden spoke, like he was going around and talking to people. And obviously like everyone wants to talk to Biden because he's the president.
He's the president of the United States.
And this was all being aired on CNN, and my mom was watching it at home. My grandma was watching it in Kentucky.
Aww.
And he gets over to like my side, and there was a couple people in front of me, and I was like, absolutely not. I am going to talk to him. I don't care what I have to do. The thing about me is if I'm in a crowd and there's something I want, I will push you out of the way.
Yeah.
Side tangent. When I went to a Steelers game a couple years ago, Juju was out there signing autographs and taking pictures, and I wanted to meet him so bad. I was walking out with my mom and with my friend, and I looked over and I saw a crowd and I saw him, and I ran away, didn't even say a thing to my mom. She was pissed at me because she just thought I ran away. Right. Pushed through the whole crowd, got up front, and he signed my terrible towel. That's what you got to do. It. So back to Biden.
Back to the story at hand. He's getting closer. And my mom told me after, she was like, I could see what you were doing. She was like, I knew that look on your face. She knows your game. She knows what I do. I got that look and I literally was like, I had my hand ready to go. I was making eye contact with Biden so he would know. You were on a mission.
I was on a mission and it succeeded. It was a success. He came and he was like, back to me, and I pushed my way up and we shook hands and I talked to him and it was wonderful, and my family got to witness it on CNN. My grandma's TV was a couple seconds ahead of my mom's, and so she was like, Ruby's talking to the president. Ruby's talking to the president. And my mom got her phone out and was taking pictures, which we'll post on the Instagram. And it was crazy. Got to talk to Biden.
And then you texted me and you were like, just met the president or something. And she just sent me the picture and was like, talk to Biden. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, okay. It was really funny too because I didn't really tell anyone that I was going because I found out the night before and then I confirmed it that morning because like I'd gotten invited to this event. And so I didn't tell anyone except for like Georgea and Jake and my parents. And so Be Real went off while I was there. And when I took my Be Real, he literally was turned right towards my camera, like pointing towards it. And I was like, wow. And everybody was reacting like, what the heck? All of my friends texted me. Our friend Owen, who is like a really big like politics guy, texted me. He was like, what the heck? You're literally with Biden right now? And I was like, yeah, the White House family invited me last night.
It's just so casual.
It was
the way
so
that like
chaotic.
You just posted that post on Instagram and you're like, talk to him, whatever. Yeah. It's just like, I see it and I'm like, oh, yeah, like just another day.
Normal, just
but
another
it's
day.
Like, it's just crazy because
it's
like
so
that's
funny.
So once in a lifetime to meet and talk to the president.
Yeah.
And you know, you saw him twice now. Which
three
is
times.
3 times.
I shook his hand twice, but I've seen him 3 times.
It's just
in
insane.
the past year. Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect anything less from Ruby Mundock.
What can we say? The thing you gotta do is you gotta make those connections and start networking. Because none of those experiences, I don't know how the White House knows who I am.
Did
I don't
you
know
link
how they got my
with him
email.
on LinkedIn?
No.
You gotta get
on
that.
But I should. Hey, Biden, join my network. I don't know if I don't use LinkedIn.
He definitely
Georgia's
doesn't
obsessed
have
with LinkedIn.
I don't know why.
She scrolls through it like social media.
I love LinkedIn. I genuinely, unironically think it's my favorite. I also really love Facebook. LinkedIn and Facebook, like, you know how
Who are you, a 40-year-old woman?
You know how like you have your social media apps that you'll scroll through just when you're bored? Mine's LinkedIn and mine's Facebook. If there's one thing about me, you post on LinkedIn, I'm the first like, I'm commenting, congratulations, so proud of you like a mom. Facebook, I'm going to be on there. I'm going to be on there sharing stuff because you know what? I receive more feedback from Facebook than Instagram. My mom's friends comment, so proud of you.
Ham.
So proud of you, Snookums. You're doing great things.
The family.
My old coworkers, so proud of you. Instagram is just like Ruby commenting and being like, haha, silly, LOL. Like, okay.
Sorry.
But
sorry I'm not enough for you.
If there's one thing about me, and I'm getting really close to the mic for this, I need the approval of adults. I need it.
She
need it.
Thrives off of it.
You could literally just... You know, one of my professors could comment a clapping emoji. That's enough to keep me going for 4 months.
James Machado, we know you listen to this. If you're listening to this right now, whenever you comment on our posts,
we feel like we've made it.
We feel like on top of the world.
It is just, I can't explain it. And like, obviously I love feedback from my peers, but
there's nothing like an adult.
Nothing like an adult.
No, there's really not. It was crazy. This time last year, it was around when episode 2 dropped. I was in Vegas for this conference and it was just me and a bunch of my professors.
In her element.
We went out on the strip and it was just so funny because they were like, I think it's time you can call me Rob. And I was like, oh, like,
I'm so
and
jealous.
It was just so funny. And like on Twitter, our teachers interact with us. That's what I love about college is that we have these like actual relationships with our professors. Like I have some of my professors' phone numbers and I'll text them if I need advice or need help with something. We're friends with our professors on Instagram and Twitter.
Because I feel like it's a lot more personal like that, and then you can get like connections, and it's like you can genuinely care, or you can genuinely tell that they genuinely care about you and your success. Yeah, which you don't really get that in high school typically.
No, which like makes sense because it's just different, and like
college,
it's
you're
not
choosing
like a major,
to be there. You're
college,
paying to be there. High school, you just have to be there.
You're choosing to learn what these professors have to teach, and
but I will say like I had several teachers in high school that like still have a massive impact on me and like who I am. Even in middle school, like just my teachers, I feel like really helped me build my confidence. And it sounds cheesy, but like built me into who I am, because like
I have like
they just believed in me, you know?
And most of them were my gifted teachers, just because like that's who I spent a lot of time with, and like they knew how to handle me. But my math teacher in 10th or 11th grade, Mr. Martin, we still like we're friends on Instagram and Facebook. We still connect. My 3rd grade teacher and I, we just became friends on Facebook. And I love it because I loved him.
See, Facebook, that's where they're all at.
Well, for teachers, but I don't scroll it.
I love it.
I know you do. I know.
Sue me. Put me in jail. I don't care. This is who I am. This is what I love.
This is this is me. I mean, I feel like this is a pretty good place to stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Adult validation. So what?
From
thrive
to validation. We'll go with that.
Go with that. What a great episode to celebrate 1 year.
1 whole year.
Because we're thriving and we're validated.
Yes. Wow.
And we just validated our parking.
Yes, we did.
On the parking app.
So we're not going to get no tickets. No. Thank you so much for listening to not only this episode, but all of the episodes that you've listened to.
28 episodes.
That's craziness.
And season 2 is almost done.
Yeah, we're almost out of here, guys.
2 more episodes. That's wild. That is wild.
That blows my mind.
Me too.
Make sure to follow us on social media.
Yes.
Our Instagram is at Hyper Talkative Podcast. Our TikTok is the same thing. Our Twitter is at Hyper Talkative. And we also have a website, www.hypertalkativepodcast.com.
We have a link tree in all of our bios. It's your one-stop shop for everything. You can take our BuzzFeed quiz.
Do that.
Side note real quick, we spoke at this Her Campus event at Millersville the other day. Somebody came up to me at the end and he was like, I took your quiz and I got you. And I was
really
like,
funny.
This is the best moment of my life. You won.
It was really funny.
It was really great. So take our quiz.
Be like that guy.
And take it. And
we love you.
We love you.
Kisses.
Happy
smooches.
Birthday.
Happy birthday, Hyper Talkative.
Peace be with you.
And with you.
Yeah.
Hyper Talkative Podcast is brought to you by us. Just us.
Unless you want to sponsor us. Wink, wink.
Hyper Talkative is recorded at the Candy Factory Co-working and Social Club in downtown Lancaster.
Our theme music was done by help from Johnny Jed Music, and the show is recorded, edited, and published by Georgea Hall and Ruby Murdoch.